So it's now been 6 months since the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, and let's talk about my story with it and everything to do with it. So, I when the Nintendo Switch 2 was announced, I remember it was January 2025. I woke up to a bunch of notifications from the Discord server with my online friends. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked, I was like, oh my god, they announced the Switch 2. And so I watched the trailer and stuff, and I was pretty excited. So all we had to do was wait till April. So we waited till April, and then the Direct came, and I was like, why is there no price or pre-order thing? Oh, that's why. It was announced later. And then that's when I was like, okay, this might be a little dumb, but I'm still gonna get it. I still am excited. And I remember when the pre-orders actually came for America, as they were delayed because of the tariffs. That's political stuff. I'm not getting into it in this video. But I remember the day that the pre-orders actually happened in the US. It was, for me, at 11 p.m. And I joined the voice chat for the server with my online friends. Another one of my online friends joined, and another one of my online friends joined, and all three of us were trying to get a pre-order for the Nintendo Switch. I started with Best Buy, kept refreshing their page as soon as 11 p.m. rolled around, and kept refreshing, waiting, seeing, trying to get it, and I couldn't get on Best Buy, and so I tried, I don't think I tried GameStop. I did try Walmart and Target. I ended up getting it at Target, which is funny because I heard that, Target was apparently the worst because people would get their pre-orders and then they got canceled, minutes later. I didn't have that happen to me. I was the first one of us three to get one, and I got one in, a half an hour. Then my, second one of my online friends, she got her pre-order next, and then third online friend got his next, after about an hour, I think it was. And I think his eventually got canceled, and I don't remember what he got his on. But I don't remember if he got it canceled or not. Anyway, so I got a pre-order for a Nintendo Switch 2. And so then I just had to wait. But, a couple hours later, I was doing online school. I had no reason to get to bed on time. I did a pre-order tried to get a pre-order for a Pro Controller, too. I waited after a couple hours, and I was able to get it. So I got a pre-order for a Pro Controller. And then all I had to do was wait till June 5th. And the Pro Controller came to me on June 6th, actually. And so it's I saw all my online friends saying, oh my god, my Switch 2 is here! It's awesome! And I was like, I'm so jealous. It's one of my online friends, she sent a picture of the Nintendo Switch 2 box strapped into her car with a seatbelt, and I just found that so funny. And so it's I was like, well, I gotta wait, because mine's supposed to be here from the 6th to the 11th. And so I just had to wait. And my Pro Controller came on the 6th. I think I mentioned that already. But my Switch 2 was still taking a while. It still said the 11th, but it got delayed, and I think it arrived on, the 17th or something. Let me see if I can find when it arrived. Alright, so I seem to have got it on the 17th. However, it arrived, a day or two before, I remember. Because, I was on a trip, maybe I got it on the 16th. Because I remember I was on a trip that weekend as it arrived, and so I just had to wait for it to arrive. Yeah, it was the 16th when I got home, but I think it was the 15th that it actually arrived. And so I did a data transfer, transferred over my files to my Switch 1, which I still have. It's sitting on my shelf back there, and then also installed Mario Kart World, because I luckily was able to get the bundle as well with Mario Kart World. I'm actually kind of surprised that I was able to. And so I now had my Switch 2, and I gave it enough time to form my thoughts. Kind of sucks, to be honest. Overpriced. Better options. And it's like, if you're a Nintendo fan, like, there hasn't, for me, other than the fact that it's the new console, Nintendo doesn't really give much of a reason to get it. Like, there hasn't really been any big hitting titles yet, even after 6 months. Like, let me look up Nintendo published games that have released on the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, they're still releasing games for the Nintendo Switch. They're still, doing that stuff. Okay, Google is kind of stupid because it says Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is coming soon, although it came out 2 months ago. Welcome to our Dragon Drive. I didn't know that came out already. Kirby Air Riders, Mario Kart World, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. That is, what, 6 titles? Only for the Nintendo Switch 2? Like, all the rest I've seen that Nintendo has released, since the Switch 2 came out, could also be played on the Nintendo Switch 1. To me, it reminds me of, like, the Game Boy versus Game Boy Color, how they had, like, those hybrid cartridges. And so I'm just like, why? They're not given a reason, other than it's the new console. That's not even mentioning, like, all the prices, like the fact that Mario Kart World is $80, and it's, to me, worth at most $60. Like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with DLC, much better game. I love it. And then we also get the issue with the game key cards, which is another thing. And, like, I don't understand why with consoles people are so reluctant with digital games, however, on PC, people are so reluctant to physical games. It's kind of a double-edged sword. But, like, to me, it makes more sense. I'll get into the PC stuff later. And the fact that they updated their license agreement that if you hack it, they will brick it. Really? Like, that's just a dick move. Like, if I want to make it, because Nintendo, I purchased this console, I purchased this game, I should be able to do whatever I want with it. And I told, like, an issue I've mentioned in a previous video is that you can't add a server on the Switch version, and you might be able to do it with hacking. And I told that to one of my friends, and I'm like, I signed the license agreement, though, and he goes, oh, you dumbass! I'm like, yeah, I'm stupid. So, yeah. And I thought all of this stuff, like, other than, like, a couple things, I thought most of this before I even got into PC gaming. But then I got into computers, I started working on my own laptop, and then I eventually realized, screw it, I can build my own computer now. I have the money. And so I built my own computer. And ever since then, this thing has been collecting dust. The main game I play is Minecraft, and especially my main Minecraft world that's on Bedrock Edition. I started it on my Nintendo Switch. And so, like, ever since moving into my computer, my Switch has been collecting dust. And so, why would I play it, really? Like, I bought the upgrade packs for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and Hyrule Warriors. No, not Hyrule Warriors. Hogwarts Legacy. And, like, switching to PC gaming has been great, to be honest. And, like, I still want to get Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. But it's $70. And let's look at all the games I've bought on Steam since building my computer. And let's see how much those prices were compared to the value of Donkey Kong Bonanza. The most recent games I bought are The Salesman, that was by Johnny Razor and his video game company, and Hogwarts Legacy. I bought it again on my computer. Here's the thing, when I got Hogwarts Legacy on my Nintendo Switch in, May or something, it was on sale for $22. I got it on PC for $7. And so it's just crazy, like, the deals on the computer. Like, I have bought, like, let's go through all the games I have bought on my computer right now. Among Us, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 3, Geometry Dash, Grand Theft Auto 5, Hogwarts Legacy, Salesman, Undertale. That's all I bought. Undertale was like $2.50, I think. Let me do the math. I remember the prices of everything, so let's do the math here. On Steam alone, I have only bought $60.50 worth of games. If we add Minecraft on there, that was 30. That was an extra 30, so that's $90. That is only $20 more than one Nintendo Switch 2 game. That is only $10 more than Mario Kart World. And, like, that's how many games? 10 games for the price of one. It's mainly about the deals that I love on PC gaming. And Nintendo, I love a lot of their games. Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, those are some of my favorite games of all time. Mario Odyssey, that's a great game I love. But honestly, I feel that as a Nintendo fan, Nintendo has kind of screwed me over a bit. And so, like, it really all depends on what you like. My online friends, they still love their Nintendo Switches, and I still think it's somewhat cool, but, like, to me, I just found better value in PC gaming. But, like, you know, it all depends on what you like. If you have enough money, buy a PC, and you can play, like, if you're gonna play Xbox and PlayStation games, I'd recommend you buy a PC, because then you don't have to pick which one, because both are on Steam, and you can just buy a controller if you don't want to use a keyboard. If you want to use Nintendo, use Nintendo. You gotta buy them no matter what. They have a monopoly. So, like, honestly, for me, just PC gaming has just been better, because it has opened the door for so many different types of games for me to get. And, yeah, Nintendo has betrayed me. And the new CEOs kind of suck. The fact that they rarely appear, I don't even know their names. They were not like Satoru Iwata. And Nintendo was always greedy. That's just a given. But it was less greedy when Satoru Iwata was in charge. And it was much better of a company. And so when he died and Reggie Fils-Aimé left the company, it became the corporate greed that we now know today. And, like, yeah, people think, oh, like, there are companies that are not greedy. Like, every company is greedy. It just depends on how much. Like, we all love Gaben and Valve and Steam. However, I cannot look past the fact that Steam, you are purchasing a license. And that license can be taken away. You don't actually own the game. It's like Nintendo's keycards. Except worse, in my opinion, because you literally have no other option. And, like, that's the issue with digital games if they get taken off the store. But, like, I'd say a bigger issue is, if someone gifted me a digital-only console, I would sell it to buy a physical one. Because I think ahead. Short term, yes, a digital-only console will be cheaper, but I can't play physical games, so I can't get a used game, especially on Nintendo Switch, where, like, games never go on sale. I'm gonna probably want to get a used game. And so it's like with them going on sale on Steam, I'm more open to digital games because Steam Store will never shut down. It will be open forever. Or, you know, until, I don't know, hell freezes over. But stores on, like, the Nintendo Switch, like, if you buy a digital-only Xbox or a digital-only PlayStation, once those stores shut down, and they will within around not even 10 years from now, you will not be able to purchase another game for it. So that $100 you might be saving, $100, $200 you might be saving now, will cost you way more in the long run. Think. I know someone who got a digital-only Xbox Series X, and I can't help but feel bad for him. Not because he has an Xbox, but because it's digital-only. And, so it's like, I'm more open to digital with PC. However, I prefer physical. And, like, if I could, I'd do physical on PC. And the reason why it's all digital on PC now is because of how it has to work with the storage drives, such as the NVMe. It's got to move it much faster, and it cannot really be done physically. It has to, and, like, that's why sometimes even on, like, digital for the Nintendo Switch, too, they run faster. Anyway, I kind of got off topic, and so, yeah, this is the end of the video. This is my thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2 after 6 months.